Hello, I'm Simulated Erk and welcome to another episode of Simulated Erk Train Sim World. We are back on the west coast of America, the Peninsula corridor. On the last episode that we did on this particular route, we learnt how to drive the diesel locomotive at the action end. Now that would take us from San Francisco towards San Jose. But what happens on the way back? You don't have a locomotive at the San Francisco end, and the locomotive doesn't run around from the San Jose end to the San Francisco end. So what we've got instead, we've got the passenger coach that has a driver's cab in it. So we're about to learn how to drive that. So let's go and learn how to do that.
Climb aboard to get started.
Okay, so here we go. Walk, walk, walk. So we thankfully don't have to go up that way. So we go through the doors. Then we go through the doors again. So we got to get up there. So this is the downstairs section. This is commonly used for push bikes, that sort of thing. So now if we go, get in the right position. Very narrow staircase. Go up the stairs. We don't want to climb down the stairs, we've just got up here. Lots of luggage space, but also this is in reality very narrow, and only the one lot of seats here. Crew door will open that.
A lot of time will be spent in the engineer's seat.
Hang on, I just want to close. The door if I can. I want to sit in the passenger seat. Can I close the door? I want to sit in the passenger seat. I just want to. Oh, alright, let's sit in the seat.
The locomotive's auxiliary systems are now ready to be energized.
Okay, you're going to tell us how to do that, or were we just guessing? Engine run on. Control on fuel pump switch to on. Generator field switch to on.
Give a quick glance of the platform to ensure all is safe, then unlock the doors.
Yeah, how you can really... Now, they don't expect you to do it like in Long Island Railroad to do it all. It's quite acceptable to
It's time to get going. Set the doors to locked.
Lock right.
The doors are about to close.
The reverser is used to set the direction of travel.
Set the reverse up to forward.
The automatic brake is used for normal line operations.
Automatic brake. See, at the other end in the locomotive, the automatic brake handle is behind you in this position, whereas on this cab it's here. Okay, so we'll set it to service, lap, holding, release. The cut-off valve to in.
Increase the throttle to start moving. Do not apply too much power too quickly.
Okay, so we're off. Now the locomotive is behind us and it is pushing.
With the train now moving, use the throttle and the brakes to reach and maintain the indicated speed.
Okay, so we're in notch 3 at the moment, so we can continue. Now this is also going to seem weird at this end because you don't have any of the locomotive noise because the locomotive is behind you. Whereas if you're in the other episode and if you were driving from the locomotive, you'd get all the locomotive noises and everything like that, but you won't get it you won't get that feeling from this end because you've got the locomotive 6 carriages behind you. So in a way it feels like you're driving an electric train. You know that you're not, but it feels like you're driving an electric train. So we're slowly bringing our train up to speed.
Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce engine stress and maintenance requirements. This locomotive features a manually lapped brake system. To operate the brakes, move the handle into service to achieve the desired pressure or braking rate, and once a desired pressure is reached, move the handle into lap to maintain it. Move the handle back to release to reset the system.
Yep, we're released. Good. We are gradually throttling up. We're in 3 knots at the moment. Can we go outside? Yes, we can. So this is the this is what we're looking at the moment. So we're on the as we're looking at this now, we're in the left-hand window. Using this particular view, can we actually? Yes, there we are. There we go. How are you doing? Look towards the front. There we go. So we're stopping at Sunnyvale, so that's coming up, so we should go back to idle. Don't want to come in too slow. Now we're okay, so we go back to lap, and we've almost stopped because we weren't going hard enough because we didn't have the speed up. You're released. You're coming on. You'll just take your time. takes a fair bit of experience just to get to this point. In reality, you've done a lot of actual training and experience to even to get to this point. We could probably shut off at this point. Use a little bit of brake. So what we're actually still on, we've still got all of our passenger doors on, which at this point's amazing. We are fractionally off the platform, but we've got all of our passenger doors on, so that's fine. We'll unlock on the right. Here we go. So we're just loading passengers at the moment. This is an alternative view. We'll go back to this one for the moment. So there's about half a carriage leeway before you actually get to your first set of passenger doors. So in reality, this isn't too bad.
It's time to get going. Set the doors to locked.
Certainly a lot more easier than in Long Island Railroad, that's for sure. Just pressing the tab keys and using...
Now try operating the train to the next station without instruction. Be aware that an emergency stop will occur before reaching the next station.
Okay. So we'll apply a little bit of power. Brakes off, because I'll take a little bit of time for the brakes to come off. Go on to about 3 knots, I'd suggest a little bit earlier, so we'll do that. Now this is a repeat of basically the scenario that we featured in the last Peninsula corridor episode that we were running from the locomotive cab. But it wants to show us the procedure at this end as well, because not only do you have to know for this scenario, for this route, not only do you have to know operations from the loco, you have to know it at this end as well, because every time you change ends, you're changing from the cab to the locomotive, and from the locomotive to here. So it's just don't learn the cab. Sorry, just don't learn the loco and then that's it. Okay, let's throttle up now. Got a little bit of speed going. Eerily quiet because we're not in the locomotive. So we're just waiting for the demonstration of the emergency brake. We'll just continue to power until that point. That's just telling us to go via Mountain View. It's not necessarily telling us to stop there. .8 kilometres to go before Mountain View. Okay, the emergency brake's now been applied, the train's now stopping. Wait for the train to come to a complete stop. Now it's not letting us do anything with the throttle at this point.
To recover the train from this situation, the controls must first be reset.
So, throttle to idle. The reverser to neutral. The automatic brake to release.
The train has reset, so it is possible to get moving again.
Reverser to forward.
Return to line speed as before, and get ready to stop at the next station.
We've already got the brake off, so we're starting to move again. So now we have to stop at Mountain View, which is 2.5 k's away. Certainly a different feeling driving at this end compared to being in the diesel, that's for sure. You just feel the rattle, hear the wind noise, but you don't get any of the locomotive sound. I wonder if you do if you open the, well, let me open the window, probably not. Just over 1k to go now before Mountain View. 91 kilometres an hour, so we should be throttling. So we should be coasting by now. Start to apply some brake. So we are starting to slow down nicely. Should be able to go into the lap position.
Remember to
now.
apply the brakes early and gently so as to provide a comfortable ride for passengers.
We'll put too much brake into it way too early. We're going to come to a stop. We still don't want to be powering when we should be preparing to brake. Service now starting to apply. It's starting to pull up nicely.
Well done! Practice makes perfect. Give a quick glance of the platform to ensure all is safe, then unlock the doors. Good work. That concludes all the basics of this locomotive. More details on the controls of this locomotive can be found in the manual.
gold medal, Simulated Erk, level 10, Peninsula corridor, going into level 4, gallery cab car, which is what we're in level 2. We will take a short break, load up the next scenario, and be back in a moment. I'm Simulated Erk. This is what else is going on around simulatederkgaming.com. I actually had to walk up to the door switch, and when I walked up to the door switch, look at this, it's highlighted. So if I walk backwards, what I was trying to do for 7 minutes was try and use it from back here, and just like a laser pointer, just go, okay, zip, bing! I want to open that door. But what I have to do, and it's a lesson I'll never forget in this game, you actually have to walk up to stuff and go, hey, you're a door switch. Doesn't matter where you press the left hand button, function selection, sign off job, not yet, feature hasn't been unlocked yet. Later you'll be able to sign off a finished job and move the bus to the testing bay and back using the door switch. Close this dialog box. So it didn't even want me to open the it just wanted to show me how to do it, but I just spent a good 10 minutes thinking that it wanted me to open the door, and then it says, later you'll be able to sign off a finished job and move the bus to the testing bay and back using the door switch. Close this dialog box. Welcome back to Simulated Erk Train Sim World, and we're about to do our first scenario, learning what we just learnt and practicing what we just learnt. And let's get on to it. So we're at Palo Alto, and we're operating an extra service in relation to some sporting events that are going on in the general area. So we'll climb up the steps. Okay. Oh, we can close the door. Good. Couldn't do that before. Alright, get in the seat. Okay, so we'll lock the doors. Now, is the cab set up? Okay, so our reverser needs to go to neutral, cut out valve in, brake handle in, release. And we are taking off very, very slowly, but we are taking off. Next station, 7.5 kilometers away, Redwood City. Redwood City. So no need for too much power yet, just need the locomotive at the back some time to throttle up and get to a decent speed before we increase our throttle a little bit further. So it's important, if you want to get the full benefits of this route, to learn both the cab, which is here, and the locomotive at the other end. There is also freight on this route that you can do as well. Okay, we're going along nicely now, so we'll go into max power into 8 notch. .80 kilometres an hour at the moment, still increasing our speed. Our track speed limit is just over 120. Again, I haven't changed my speedo down the bottom right corner into miles per hour. I just prefer it in kilometres per hour. There's a few intermediate stops that we won't be making. That was one of them. Where's the horn? Dynamic brake. Horn. Let's go outside. Have a look at us driving. Oh, I've still got the horn on. Or the bell on at least. Oh gee, I'm still throttling and I wasn't watching the speed limit because I was too busy trying to figure out where the horn was. So we need to slow down. Now I can't figure out how to turn the bell off. Applying just a little bit of brake just to bring our speed down a tad. Go into service, make an actual application. So we're in idle. Just have to figure out these distances of when I should start to apply brakes. In real life I'd have landmarks and everything. This is starting to come down nicely. Station coming into view. Go back to the lap. And I've again put too much on and we've come to a stop too early. Yes, that will come down to practice and experience. Brakes are released. It's a lot easier using electric brakes compared to air brakes, that is for sure. Okay, we can go into idle now. These brakes are going to take a little bit of time to apply, but we're only going at low speed. So we'll unload our passengers. See the length of our train with the locomotive down the bottom. Get in the cab, see if we can figure out how to turn that bell off really quickly. Wait until 17:35, so it's not quite 17:35 yet. Now, of course, being in the locomotive, we wouldn't have heard that steam clear doors closing announcement in the locomotive, but because we're effectively with the passengers, we will. Throttle idle. Oh, the bell was in front of us the whole time. Come on. Yes, we are moving very slowly. So that's interesting. So, if you press the horn up here, which is what I did, then the bell continues until you push the bell off there. Got it. So our next station is Belmont, 5.5 kilometres time. Now we can throttle up. Let's see if we can get this next station braking a little bit better. Now, what I'm not necessarily getting here, but I know that does happen with the with this sort of setup, is that you'll get massive shunts from behind from the locomotive because it's doing all the pushing, but you don't necessarily feel it in these conditions. So 4 kilometres to go. We're still well and truly under the speed limit. Our speed is continuing to increase. We've got a long time before our next station, so we'll just keep the throttle wide open at this point. Another train, locomotive first, coming from San Francisco. good to see that this track is signalled for two-way running, which is fantastic. Should be more of that. So we're starting to approach the speed limit now. We're still 2.5 kilometres away, but we will throttle back significantly. 2 k's to go before our next station at Belmont. So we still do have forward momentum being provided by the loco at the back, but we're not powering as hard as we were, so we're just maintaining our speed at the moment. A little bit of an upgrade, going uphill so to speak, if you'd like to talk in real English and not train driver English. So 700 metres to go before the platform now. Let's try and brake a little bit later this time. Okay, we'll throttle off. Throttle off now. And we braked way too late and totally missed that station. The speed of the train's been brought down nicely, but we braked way too late. And due to the wonderness of modern technology, I can tell you that the station is 479 metres behind us. So the station is all the way back down there. Now, is it expecting us to go back towards the station? Let's have a look. Contact signaler. Denied. No route available. So what happens if we go into the cab and we put the reverser into reverse, brakes off, and we throttle back? Let's see if it has a suki la la and says you shouldn't be going backwards. Now it's telling us now that there's a signal in the rear, 975 metres. In reality, you just go to the next station. But I just want to see what happens. Restricted speed travelling back. I'm not even sure if you'd have somebody in the loco or not to guide you back, or if you have to do it all yourself. Okay, so we're going to throttle off. Apply some brake now. In reality, we'd know where the station was, and we'd probably also have somebody behind us as well. Well, it says we're on the platform, so we will have a look outside. That to me isn't good enough, so I'm actually going to go back into the cab and go back a little bit more. Okay, I can see platform now, so we'll put our brakes on. Full trains on the platform now. Still loading passengers. Another trip to the Simulated Shift Manager's office. Okay, let's lock our doors. We'll get back in the cab. Now we must remember that this time our reverser is in reverse because that's the last thing that we did. So we must remember to put it into forward. Brakes off. And we'll throttle up. Now we've got a signal 290 metres ahead of us. Now presumably that was from where we just came from. He's counting down, so we're going to have to get permission to go back into the section that we're already in. Technically the signal didn't give us permission to propel back like that. Let's see if I can contact the signaller now. Alright, we'll have to get to the signal and then give him a call. We might have to actually stop. Alright, we've stopped. Contact signaller. Denied, no route available. We'll just go forward a bit closer to the signal, maybe that's what we need to do. Just a very quick application of power. Denied, no route available. Now this isn't me in the real world, this is me for simulator purposes anyway. Let's see what happens. We'll get a little bit closer again. Put the brakes on. We've gone past that signal. Scenario failure, signal passed to danger. I thought that would happen. And we failed, needless to say. It's not the way that I wanted to end the episode, but I guess that's what it's going to have to do. Oh boy, pardon me. I suppose that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to try that scenario again at a later stage. I am Simulated Erk. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Didn't enjoy the final result and having to do all that. Maybe we should have just kept going. Who knows? We will see you next time. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to stay behind the yellow line and stay behind the red signals. Bye for now.